Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from the Balanced Real Estate team in Prescott, Arizona. In today's video, we'll talk about your final walkthrough for the home you just purchased and what you should do. So let's get going. And if you want to see more videos about Prescott, the real estate market, and some buyer and seller tips and tricks, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Congratulations, your offer was accepted. You've made it past home inspections and navigated through a lot of tricky parts of the real estate contract. Your home is closing escrow in a few days, and now this home is going to be all yours. The final walkthrough is the last step before the keys are in your hands. So let's talk about the purpose of the final walkthrough. Number one is to make sure that the property has been vacated by the seller and that the home and the yard is free and clear of trash and debris. Number two is to make sure that any repair items that were agreed upon to be repaired per the home inspection have actually been repaired. Number three is to ensure that between the time of the purchase of the home through the home inspection and now almost at closing, that no new issues have popped up. For instance, was there a huge rainstorm and now there's a leak? Now let's talk real quick about your rights on a final walkthrough. The contract states that if you have requested repairs and the seller has agreed to those repairs, then the seller shall correct the items and complete any repairs in a workmanlike manner and deliver any paid receipts evidencing the corrections and repairs to the buyer 3 days prior to the close of escrow. This establishes that the repairs should probably be completed before 3 days before closing. You as the buyer should do your final walkthrough with your realtor and determine repairs were made at least 3 days prior to the close date. So here's a few details about your final walkthrough. Typically, this walkthrough doesn't take as long as the home inspection and will probably take 30 minutes or maybe an hour. So what are some of the things that you would want to look for during your final walkthrough? Number one is to determine when you want to do your final walkthrough. As mentioned earlier, you may want to do your walkthrough 3 days prior to close of escrow after you've received the paid receipts from the seller evidencing the repairs were made. With homes that needed more repairs, you may want to do your walkthrough several days ahead, giving you plenty of time to make sure that all the repairs were done. If repairs have not been done, this gives the seller more time to get contractors back through to finish up the last-minute details. Now, with homes that are in better condition with fewer repairs required, we usually suggest 2 days prior to the closing date. Number two, bring a checklist. Bring a copy of your home inspection report and the list of the items that have been requested for repair. Stay on task as you're going through the home to make sure that you check all the items that needed repair. It's easy to get excited about the house and moving in, but you don't want to overlook items that you really need to check out. Number three, repair invoices. We can't stress this one enough. If there were items that were agreed upon to be repaired by the seller, you'll want to make sure that you get those repair invoices well ahead of time so you can compare that as you're walking through the property. Number four, turn on the appliances. When you enter the home, what you probably want to do is turn on the dishwasher and the washer and the dryer and let them run a full cycle. Number five, heating and HVAC. You want to make sure that obviously in the cold season that your heat is working, and you want to make sure in the hot season that your AC is working. We don't recommend you turn on the heater in the middle of the summer or turn on the AC in the middle of the winter. Doing this could damage the systems. Number six, open all windows. You want to make sure that all windows open and close, and that when they are open, they actually stay open. Now remember, if you didn't ask for the seller to make sure every window works and stays open, then you probably won't have any recourse if the windows don't function properly. Number seven, plumbing items. You may want to turn on the shower, the bathtub faucets, and sink faucets. Of course, turn them on one at a time. And here's a pro tip. When checking out a sink, it's always best to fill the sink up about 3/4 of the way full. Let the water sit for a minute and then release the stopper and let the water drain down. Then check underneath to make sure there's no leak. The added weight in the sink will actually show a slow leak, whereas just running the water through may not. Number 8, electrical items. You may want to invest in a $10 outlet detector at a place like Lowe's or Home Depot. You can simply plug the detector into the outlet and it will let you know if electricity is flowing to that outlet. And it's not a bad idea to bring a light bulb or two. Once in a while, we'll come across a light fixture where a light doesn't work, and it just might be that the bulb is burned out. If it's not the bulb and the light won't turn on, then that's something you may want to mention to the seller before you close escrow. Of course, if the home inspection report pointed out some electrical problems and the seller wasn't required to repair them, then they are not responsible. So those are our final tips for your walkthrough. And let's review again the reasons why it's important to do a final walkthrough. Number 1 is to make sure the sellers have moved out of the property and it's vacant and free and clear of trash and debris. Number 2, you want to make sure that any repairs that were agreed upon have been completed. And number 3, we want to make sure that the home is in the same physical condition as it was at the time of contract and the home inspection. If you're thinking about moving to the Prescott area or planning a trip to visit to see if it's right for you, we can help you get to know the place we call home. Are you ready to start your search for your Prescott area home? Go to PrescottRealestateandLiving.com. You can also find your Prescott area home's value there too by clicking on Sell Your Home near the middle of our website page. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and help others find this information. We post home tours, neighborhood tours, buyer and seller tips and tricks, real estate sales stats, the best things to do in Prescott, and more. Check our comments below for our contact information and to request buyer and seller guides or a relocation package. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.